Before we start talking about the differences between the M2R Pro and the previous M2R, what we're gonna do is a quick unboxing so you can see the packaging and everything that you guys are going to get with your M2R when you get it in camo or black. Here are these gorgeous M2R Pros in their packaging. So similar packaging to our previous products. It's in these really nice, super heavy duty boxes for shipping. I do appreciate that. 300 meters of throw. Again, that is 50% higher than the previous M2R. And then we have a max 1800 lumens versus the previous 1500 lumens. So let's go ahead and open these up so we can get a good look at what you guys get with your M2R Pros. There's one, number two. Let's go ahead and open these up. Again, they open up like a book. I love that right there. And on the side immediately, you will see that it says, "Thank you for being a part of our Olight family. Your support is why we do this. Enjoy." I do really like when they say that, and that is on most of the packaging. One thing you're gonna see is this disclaimer right here. What it's gonna say is you want to remove the film in between the battery and the tail cap so the light will work. That is there for shipping purposes. Also, you definitely want to fully charge the light when you get it. Unfortunately, we cannot ship the lights with a full charge, so please charge up the light when you first get it and charge it with this included MCC magnetic USB cable. So we'll remove that there. And it's going to come in a very similar little holster here, which is pretty much like the one that came with the previous M2R. And oh my God, look at this camo. Holy this looks absolutely gorgeous, guys. Let's go ahead and remove that film. Let's take this out. All right, and it's actually on both sides of the battery to make it super secure during shipping. Let's go ahead and take a look at what else it comes with. So we will open up this box right here. You got your lanyard, of course, and then we also have the brand new MCC magnetic charging cable. As you can see here, it says MCC 1A, 1.5A, and 2A, and it actually has a red area right here instead of black to help designate that this is the MCC3 smart charging cable. And what this cable does is it actually adjusts the current that it charges your light at based on the battery that it is charging. So if you use this charging cable on your M2R Pro, then it is going to be a different charging current than if you put this same charging cable on a smaller battery such as the S1R Baton 2. I love the fact that it will adjust based on the light that it's charging, and all of the new magnetic charging Olight products from the M2R Pro going forward will start to include this new revised smart charging cable. And also we will have these on the website for sale separately if you would like to get more of these for your other magnetic rechargeable Olights. Let's also open up the black version, which is always a favorite because it just matches everything so well. So again, guys, same thing. You're still getting the black holster here, no matter if you get the camo or black version. And I do like, if you notice here, these new Olight blue tags. And then the black version comes with all of the exact same accessories, including that lanyard and also the smart MCC3 magnetic charging cable. Let's get a nice up close look of this camo version. This is a very unique camo. What I really like about it is the fact that not only is it brown, black, and green, which is exactly what you're looking for, it has different shades of that brown, black, and green. So if you can see here, this is more of like an OD style green right here, but then if you move forward towards the head, you're going to get more of a vibrant green. Same thing as with the browns, you're going to get more of like a bronzish here. And then as we move back, you can see there's actually some more of a brownish, actual brown type color. So it's A lot of extra detail and extra work in this finish that we really didn't have to do. But hopefully you guys will enjoy and benefit from. Also, it has that incredible machining that Olight is known for. Everything, there's no hot spots, there's no rough edges, there's no jagged lines. Everything is just clean and perfect, which is what you come to expect from Olight. Let's go ahead over the actual physical changes to the light body itself. Let's start with the front bezel here. As you can see, it is much more aggressive than the previous M2R. The previous M2R, yes, it did have some lines on it, but it was still extremely smooth and wasn't really there to be used for anything. This new bezel is extremely aggressive, and you can use it, since it is stainless steel, for hitting down a door or something like that, which is a really nice feature. The next change that you're going to see is with the body itself of the light. These milled out lines right here are much deeper and much more aggressive than the previous M2R, giving you not only a more comfortable grip on the light, but a much better grip as well. There's no way this is going to come out of your hand when you are gripping it using the tail switch. Now onto the main event. The tail switch itself is a huge improvement over the previous M2R. What this features is you have the actual switch itself sticking out a lot more than the previous completely flush M2R. My pal in the beginning of the video noticed how it's super hard to press with gloves. Well, not anymore with this new M2R Pro. It's got a much more prominent and much easier to press tail switch, which I know was something that you guys really wanted to see changed. Also, it has these little spikes here that are very smooth, so comfortable to press, but you have these little spikes here going around the switch itself, and that allows us to be able to use all of our magnetic accessories with this tail switch, meaning that it will still work with the magnetic charging cable and also the magnetic remote switch that you guys probably already have for your Warrior X or M2R. Now, to talk about performance with this light, first of all, you're getting a 21700 battery versus the previous 18650 battery. Now, what that's going to give you is 5000 milliamps versus the previous 3500 milliamps with that 18650. That's an extra 1500 milliamps over the previous M2R, and that is a huge advantage on runtimes and lumen settings over the previous M2R. Let's go ahead and take a look at the advantages of the runtimes and settings of this M2R Pro now. Here are the specifications for the M2R Pro. So you are getting that 1800 lumens, which will last for 4.5 minutes. So you're getting a much longer runtime on that full turbo before it drops down. Then you have a lower drop down, which is 750 lumens, which will last for 145 minutes. And then it will drop down from there to 250 lumens for 45 minutes. Whether a flashlight company likes to advertise it or not, usually they don't, unfortunately, but at Olight we are very transparent about our lights dropping down and being heat thermally managed. So with this 1800 lumens for 4.5 minutes going down to 750, then 250, this is a very nice drop down and something we've been working very hard on with this light. On the high mode, you're getting 750 lumens, which is 160 minutes of runtime, and that will drop down to that 250, similar to the turbo drop down, and that will be for 40 minutes. You also have two different medium modes, which I really like as well. 250 lumens for 10 hours, and then you have 60 lumens for 40 hours. You also have a low mode, 15 lumens for 130 hours, 15 lumens, really useful mode there. And then you have that 1 lumen moonlight mode, which is great for 50 days. Of course, you still have that 1.5 meter drop rating, IPX8 waterproof, and then you have a length of 5.37 inches, and then you have a diameter of 1.16, but this will still fit again in our 1-inch mount. Also, including the battery, you're looking at 6.3 ounces. So it's not the lightest thing in the world, but 6 ounces is perfectly fine. I even have pocket knives that are 6 ounces, so it's definitely manageable in the pocket. Now let's quickly compare the previous M2R Warrior specs compared to the M2R Pro. Now, this has 1500 lumens instead of 1800, so you're getting 300 less lumens, and this will last for 3 minutes and then drop down to 700 lumens, which will last for 110 minutes. So you're getting an extra minute and a half on turbo with the M2R Pro, and then also you're getting an extra 35 minutes with 750 lumens instead of 700 lumens. Okay, the next level, 700 lumens, compared to the 750 on the M2R Pro, and that lasts for 120 minutes, whereas the high mode on the M2R Pro is 160 minutes, so that's an extra 40 minutes on high mode plus an extra 50 lumens. On the medium mode, you have 250 lumens, exactly the same as the M2R. You're getting 375 minutes of runtime with the M2R Pro, 10 hours. And then you have that 60 lumen setting, which is only 20 hours on the M2R. It's 40 hours on the M2R Pro. So this is where the M2R Pro really excels, because the M2R Pro has basically double the runtime on the lower settings. So 60 lumens, 40 hours instead of 20 hours. Also, the 15 lumen mode, you're getting 130 hours instead of 70 hours. That is absolutely insane, almost double right there. And then with the 1 lumen moonlight mode, you're getting 50 days instead of 25 days. So that actually is double. That's an extra 25 days on moonlight mode, guys. The run times are substantially better on the M2R Pro compared to the previous M2R. Just those run times alone is worth the upgrade. One other point that I want to mention is that the battery actually goes in the opposite way on the M2R Pro than the original M2R. You can see here with the original, the negative side goes in towards the head, and on here it's more like a standard flashlight where the positive side goes towards the head. So please keep that in mind when you guys go to use your lights for the first time. Now the UI on the M2R Pro is extremely similar to the M2R if we're talking about the side switch. The side switch is going to work exactly like the M2R, or if you have any of our other side switch flashlights, just like the Baton Pro that came out a little bit ago. So the way that the side switch is going to work is you can do a quick tap to turn it on. You can hold down the side switch and that will automatically cycle through 4 modes. And then if you do a double tap, you can always get to that full 1800 lumen turbo mode. And then if you do a triple tap, that will always take you to a super high frequency strobe. Now, if you want to get to that moonlight mode that you guys love, it's the same as before. You just hold down the switch from off and that will take you to the moonlight mode. So the side switch is still extremely useful, even though there are a ton of improvements to the tail switch as well. Now the tail switch actually works like the Warrior X instead of the previous M2R, which I'm a huge fan of the Warrior X tail switch, simply because not only do you have quick access to high mode for constant and momentary, but also you have access to a low mode for constant and momentary as well, which means that you can use the tail switch not only in tactical situations, but you can use the tail switch also if you're looking for something or walking the dog. So the way that the tail switch works is you can either do a quick half press and let go, and that'll take you to a constant low mode, or if you want to, you can hold a half press, and then when you let go, it will automatically turn off, giving you a momentary low mode. Now, you can do the same thing with high mode. All you have to do is just give a deeper, harder press on the tail switch. So if I press as hard as I can, it will take me to a momentary high mode, and then when I let go, it turns off. If I do a super hard press and then let go immediately, it will give me a high constant on. So you have momentary low and high, constant on low and high from the tail switch. Now, if you want to go to the tactical mode, where it's only momentary high mode and momentary strobe, all you do is hold down the tail switch, press the side switch at the same time. Now, when you press a half press, it will go to a momentary high mode, and then a full press will take you to a momentary strobe. So it's up to you if you want to have the low mode as a part of the tail switch, or if you would prefer to have a momentary high and momentary strobe only with that tail switch. I will go ahead and show on the left the M2R Pro, and on the right I will show you the regular M2R. Now, what you can first definitely see is the fact that the M2R Pro here on the left is much more of a neutral tone than the original M2R. So please keep in mind, we are definitely advertising the M2R Pro as a more neutral white, a little bit warmer beam, but that warmer beam has allowed us to get a much longer beam distance. So you can see also the hotspot itself is more round and larger here on the M2R Pro here on the left, and we got some cars here. But yeah, so you can definitely tell that it is a much stronger beam here on the left, and maybe I can shine it at this bush here as well. So here's the M2R on the bush. Here is the M2R Pro on the bush, and you can see that candela, that beam intensity is much stronger on the M2R Pro. Bring them back here to the middle, and once again we got the M2R there, full battery, turbo mode. Turn that off. I'll crank on the M2R Pro, and man, this is so much brighter than the M2R. It's crazy, and the beam intensity giving you almost 100 more meters of throw. You can definitely see there is incredible. And I'll just light up this little pocket again, and it's okay with the M2R Pro here now, and gosh, it is just way more impressive, way more intense, much better beam here on the Pro. So not only are you getting all of those amazing physical features and way better run times, but also just the beam itself is way better.